Attention gamers. Today I want to show you, my humble little loosey-goosey league players, the power of a full build that consists of 2 items. First you rush this embrace that is demonic because its passive makes you quite unpleasant to be around, and then you finish off the build with Riot's latest and greatest super balanced item, Jak'sho the protean.
Protein.
Letting these 2 kids play in your Rift Ball sack will have you looking for more social interactions than a pickup artist, with the only difference being that you won't be the guy getting fucked thanks to how tanky just these 2 items make you. I recommend AP Bruisers because they are the knees to this build's B, so today I will be rocking British Bambi in the top lane with these runes. Conqueror fits into the theme of this build, suggesting you surround yourself with bad guys at all times. Then POM if you are interested in the whole mana, gonna make you a spammy Sammy. Tenacity because I don't enjoy being stunned, and then cut the grass so the waifu doesn't get mad. Then collect some eyeballs, hunt some treasures, and you are ready to go.
It's t-shirt time!
Now fun fact about me: while most players would go and fail and invade, deem it time to go back to their normal boring leash life, get ready for the school day tomorrow, eat their TV dinner, do their homework, jack their wiener, go to bed. I'm not like that, I'm cut from a different cloth, which means I will aggressively ping that the invade isn't over until I say it's over. That's because eventually the soul of a little glitter shitter will get beat up until she gets pissed off and lights the tentacle hentai ogre on fire, and I will be right there by her side for the fist bump afterwards. And the best part of this behavior is that I get to arrive super late to lane with half health, no summoners, and I've already drank my 1 Kool-Aid, which means you might as well call this Akali Regina George, because she'll be bullying the shit out of me. But like the movie, little does she know I am just setting her up with a devious plan to bait the bitch and then have soul sucker Viego pop. But here's the thing: the endless line of little blue hooded minions that our Nexus keeps queefing out has this sickle spinning slut staying in lane like a high schooler with their permit who's afraid of merging, so all I had to do was shove the little crack babies under the genocide statue so that I could slap the ground, yell defense, light that hoe on fire, and claim my revenge kill. Then I'm gonna pretend that I had a good reason to not be top, but in reality that Akali just smelled like dead fish and kept trying to touch me, so I decided to headbutt instead, because word on the street was that an Ezreal was about to miss an ult on 2 different stunned targets, but also because it seemed like a good opportunity to increase my own net worth as the Shrek character died, and then I did some petite taps on the counting one to get the kill. But as we were giddily skipping away from the double homicide we just committed, Deadpool comes in to draw X's on Wanda, but the swollen submarine is like, nah, don't think so, as I just exist and spread my poisonous knapsack glitter over that fail ulting shitter till he dies. I make Mordekaiser drowsy, to which he's like, let's take it back to my place so you can touch my eep, and I'm like, that's wildly inappropriate, dog. Maybe if you looked more like Zac Efron from the first High School Musical I'd be more into this, but the reality was he didn't, so he had to die. But eventually I have to tell the boys the night's over, cause I have a crazy bitch of a lane wife who will be waiting for me, asking me where the hell I was, and despite me despising her literal guts and how she's always jumping around freaking out, stabbing me, burning me, and hurting me, I couldn't bring myself to tell her she was the reason, so I took that one to the grave with me. And as I was watching the top lane Statue of Liberty pulverize my only reliable source of income, I caught a glimpse of my fairy godmother out of the corner of my eye. That brave little meat puff was fighting off Mr. Metal Dick Tip over adoption paperwork for Rift Herald as they take the fight inside. But here's the thing: my lane wife loves drama and has a thing for sticking her dashing nose in other people's business, so I just know she's gonna make the situation her own problem and then think I want to hear about it at dinner later, so I just head there now, thinking if I surprise her then drug her till she falls asleep so that I can murder both her and her steel-titted friend, I will be able to eat my Chick-fil-A in peace, and my Lulu Duo coffee will be happy too.
Fucking legend.
But here's the thing: you may think, yeah, I drugged her, put her to sleep, and killed her. It was one night, it's in the past, but you married men will know she ain't ever forgetting that shit, so now she is throwing a full-blown temper tantrum at my friend's house, wrecking shit with her nose tackling Beetle, who is in desperate need of an EpiPen. So my friends are like, we will take care of it, while I'm like a drunk chick trying to play games that require sober coordination at a bachelorette party, just whipping and wailing in all sorts of directions. And while I might not love this Akali, Riot definitely does, and they gave her 36 fucking dashes and slashes to prove it, so the 3v1 ends in an even trade. That said, we may be winning League of Legends the team deathmatch, but we are sure as shit losing League of Legends the MOBA, as they are split pushing top and taking an uncontested dragon. But I have this great party entrance I've been working on where I flash in and tell everyone I have an announcement. That it's bedtime and no one laughs cause they're all catching some Z's, and full disclosure phase 2 was for my boys to take over the party, but it wasn't looking that way, so I just had to act like I didn't know if I was staying or not until Frank the Tank comes back and saying let's take body shots, which I know will knock these lightweights dead, leaving just one left. My lane wife. And I know how she gets when she's been out partying. She's sloppy and tired and hungry and no one wants to be around her. They are afraid she's randomly gonna lash out, but here's the thing, she needs to be put to bed and someone's gotta do it, so I volunteer Nautilus, but I make sure I get the credit in case she asks in the morning. Oh, side note, I'm full build at this point, which means I'm about to be a big problem, so I come to spin around and distribute the Xanax so these puppies sleep, only to get pulled into this pervert's Epstein Island when this red dot was the one I wanted to vibe with instead, so I dance around keeping my distance hoping not to get AIDS until it ends, and all my friends immediately pester him for the details of what went down in there because they know I don't kiss and tell. 3 of them are now dead, and I think it would be oh so poetic for the 4th to be none other than the one who has that number tattooed to his ass. And sorry if you are new to League Bub, but tier 2 towers do not protect ADCs in this game. But this set is just determined to be dead, and I'm not exactly afraid of him getting fed, so I tell this pixie-titted snow elf to go bait out a fight, having no regard for if she gets pegged hard, and then I come in to be the hero who watches this sad Sweeney Todd chase a midget around until I hit him right in the eep to end the embarrassment. I don't really know the backstory of our Viego, but someone said he has clinically diagnosed dracophobia, which could explain why he is seemingly avoiding any attempt to get dragons. But here's the thing, when life gives you junglers who are afraid of objectives, you make lemonade while simultaneously slipping Ambien in your lane wife's wine cooler because she's just easier to deal with when she's asleep at this point. And this brings me to the part in the video where I do something extremely stupid to prove a few points. The first being that these items make me quite a beefy boy, but also second to further my efforts in proving that ADCs are the laughing stock of League when it comes to solo queue, as I don't think I could have played this any worse and still nabbed a 100-0 kill before walking out like I own his ass. But no fun goes unpunished when you have a Nebby lane wife, as she's all like that was reckless and starts trying to kill my friend, saying the little wizard is a bad influence on me, so I tell the small shitter to stick an elephant tampon up her ass just to weather the lane wife storm as I try my best to wither her down, which ends up attracting fucking Fiona from Shrek to flash into the weeds as if this dispute between a frolicking fawn and lane wife was any of her business. And the best way I know how to handle mud covered Karens like this is to skip around and ultimately circle slap them till they die. And I'm hella tanky, so obviously I'm looking to do some spanky. As you can see, the whole world is trying to take me down. I've got tentacles trying to flop on me. Counting Dracula is playing Sniper Simulation. My lane wife is being a bitch. Some white middle class high school girl is probably trying to cancel me on Twitter for calling Lucian Obama while I stay focused on the prize. The prize being to become a widow so I don't have to deal with divorce paperwork, and then to inform Jin that Ravenous Hydra maybe wasn't the play on that champ in this one. Full disclosure, the waters then did get a bit muddy, and when the fairy dust douche of a BFF got pulled into the closet, I had to leave that little soldier behind. But here's the thing, I did go back to slap around the thick chick with her hand stuck in a conch shell a bit more, but the knight in dying armor had other plans, plus this set was just determined to make me dead, despite him failing to locate any of his brain cells, so he gets sent home while I continue marinating myself in danger, knowing that the only thing stopping me from partying all night with the boys is my lane wife showing up to the party, so I fake a tummy ache and get the fuck out of there. Anyways, I'm excited to have the opportunity to introduce our jungler to his first dragon when World War III breaks out, so I deem it a good plan to bowl a strike into the number mumbler in the back, only to get cock blocked by Deadpool, so I tranquilize his ass instead, which forced a quick nap time on him right as he ulted, so he ports back to his pathetic shadow and dies, leaving just their support Illoi left to summon the saddest tentacle hentai land I've ever seen, where all the octopus dicks are just standing there shamefully doing nothing. And if you know anything about me, you know I'd rather rip my own foreskin off like it's the outer layer of an onion than let an enemy team ADC get away from a failed teamfight without sucking on my ballsack, so I chase him around before hitting him with the flash dab nay nay and laughing at this Gale Force Ravenous Hydra attempts at doing damage to me. Then we have a bit of a setup for an inting inception where my team is all touching each other's nipples in our forest, as these red health bar shitters think they are gonna get all flanky on the back of the fight, but in reality I'm flanky Frankie behind them, and I just can't wait to see the look on my lane wife's face when I slap her over the head with my spice pouch, which update the look on her face was pretty dead as we kill Mordekaiser 2 and take our Baron. I decided it would be a good idea now to scan their jungle for a good Wi-Fi signal and then camp out when we find the right spot, but they must have been stream sniping this video that was posted 2 weeks after it was recorded because they knew, and the whole thing sparked quite the political debate over Joe Biden's earlobes, but we were definitely winning until Horny Harry here tries to get some one-on-one time with me again, and I'm like, dude, I'm just not into guys who dress head to toe in medieval metal armor. Like, there's a fundamental difference in what we would think is fun, so he leaves me alone before dying shortly after. So it's just Jin again, and I'm thinking he's always the only one alive total KDA player until you realize he's 0-8, which is hilarious, but I think the bottom line is that demonic embrace and jack off the protean feel incredibly strong as a 2-item spike, and so if you pair that with a Lulu following you around and an enemy Jin building Ravenous Hydra, I think you'll find a lot of success in your games. Rav out.